What you're seeing is, while this man is shooting, this man is holding a fishing net to catch his bass. I mean, shit, you see it. South Texas long range matches, right?
What's up, party people? I'm back. So, match recap. Me and Jimmy went out to the Quantified Performance match at the Ranch, Texas. Not the famous ranch, a different ranch, but it's still good. Full disclosure, I probably shouldn't have went. As you can probably tell, I'm pretty sick. I was way sick when we went. I mean, I could hardly sleep. Sick. I really should have stayed home, but I could have definitely done better, but we'll get there in a little bit. Or did I win? You don't know. You haven't seen the end of the video yet, so we'll find out in a minute. But anyways, yeah, so went down there, Quantified Performance. We shot the general purpose, which was, nothing over 8.5 power, nothing longer than 16.5 inches before adding a suppressor. But there were no caliber restrictions. I don't remember, for some reason I thought it was 5.56, 223 only. It was not. You could run whatever caliber you wanted, but that's just their rule. So anyways, went out there, and it was a different kind of match than we had thought it was going to be. We thought it was going to be more like the Recce division we shot at Chat Game. Okay, so their motto is to shoot fast, shoot far. Shoot far, shoot fast, right? So the target sizes were more generous. Even though some targets were further out, a lot of them were, they had a few stages where you would shoot a lot of them inside of 150 yards. So we were prepping for more longer stuff than that, but to each his own. But we went out there, we did the damn thing, so let's check it out. All right, so for this first stage, you've got 4 targets. The first 3 are 150 yards. The further one is at 207. So you got 3 positions. Left side on the angled piece of steel. Middle position is off the cord. Middle position is off the cable. Right position is off the brace. So, man, I really blew this one, for especially being the short range it was. The left side, I mean, it wasn't that bad. I think I took 2 extra shots. The middle part, I couldn't miss fast enough. The TAC games and this have shown me that shooting off the cable is definitely my worst attribute in long range, and I really got to work on it. I'm literally just taking pop shots, and I can't miss fast enough. Finally moved on to, I was able to finish the stage. I didn't time out on it, but then again, I might as well. I had so many misses. But, now let's see what happens next. Alright, so this next one went a little bit better than the first one. So this one had 2 targets, one at 300 yards, one at 500 yards. And it was basically the Bruiser ladder drill. And what you're doing is you're starting on this top piece, you have to take 1 shot at each, and whether you hit or not, you take 1 shot at each, and then you move on to the next level until you make it all the way down. The wind at the match was absolutely kicking our butts. Believe it or not, it's actually much more windy than Kansas was with the TAC games. I was holding about 2 mils of wind at 500 yards, and it was just swirling like crazy down there and just gusting. And then it would die, and it was just, for as bad as I felt, that's about as bad as the wind was. But still, got a decent stage there, and not too much to reflect on, except for I could have shot it definitely faster. The hits I made, I was gonna make. The wind was really just throwing me around down there, though. So, either way, on to the next one. All right, so on this one, the first 2 standing targets I hit relatively quickly. I moved on to the further targets between 250 and 350 yards. Shot the first 2 first try. Got to the third one. Took me a minute to hit it, and then after that, I'd come back to the left side, middle, then left. And they took me way too many shots to get. The wind was shifting, and my sight picture was just jumbling around and shit. So when I started to come back from right to left, I just kept that streak of missing, and I eventually got on the hit, but it just took too many. I dropped down to prone for 633 yards, and my wind hold I estimated to be about 1.5 mils. I ended up holding that a bit too little, went 2 mils too much, and eventually settled on the third shot, and got that with like 1 3/4 mils out at 633 yards. I was able to finish that stage 2, so happy with that. But you know, overall, just I got cocky, moving left to right, shooting them so fast that on that third one I just started missing. And I wasn't dialing for these, I was just holding. But after the last target I did dial, and I think that's why I hit a little bit quicker than some of the other guys. Also, side note, the target at 633 yards for stage 3, you couldn't see it. So you could see it when you were standing, but if you were prone on the gun, you can check that in Jim's Goom Life video, you absolutely couldn't see it. So you had to just imagine where it was and then take a shot, which was super cool. But, you know, whatever. If you were low or something like that, you had no idea. So that kind of sucked. But either way, we did it. So I made the hit.
Stand by.
So stage 4 was definitely probably one of my favorite stages there. It was called Shoot Far. You started with the standing magazine, bolt back, and then you dropped down to prone, and you went near to far. And targets were 633 yards, 755 yards, 805 yards, and 1,004 yards. And I really liked this stage, and I don't think anybody was actually able to finish it, but I got close. 633 and 755 came, I think, they came fairly quickly. 805, though, gave me some trouble. I was holding 2 mils, almost 2.5 mils of wind at 805. It was giving me a false sense of where my impacts on the dirt were before I hit, because the berm that looked like it was directly behind the target was actually about another 100 yards behind it. So where I was being splashed, I wasn't taking that extra 100 yards into indication, and it took me a minute to figure that out. I got it to 1,000, and took as many shots as I could before I ran out of time. But the wind out there was just going nuts, and I don't think anybody made it with 5.6 out that far. So either way, though, it was a fun stage. I liked it.
There we go. Every 5 mils of wind, let's fucking send it. I got no call on that. Time!
Alright, so this is stage 5. And I'm ashamed to even show you guys this one. This is probably the worst match. This is the worst stage I've ever had in any match of my entire life. I just could not put anything together here, guys. So what we were supposed to do is shoot 2 different positions. One, you have to shoot with your muzzle somehow through the tire. The second one was on the tank trap. You'll notice that I don't ever get to the tank trap because I am just sending rounds. Towards the end there on that last target, I was getting frustrated because I could not see where my dust was kicking up. I couldn't see where I was hitting it all. And eventually, I mean, apparently I got a hit. It said impact, but I didn't see anything. I mean, I was totally blind down there. If you know how to shoot and your dope is good, then you either dialed in correctly or you held in correctly. And my dope was good on the first few targets, so it should have been good on this one. I was holding for what I could see the wind was doing, and I was not getting impacts. Not only that, I couldn't see where anything was going, and it was just frustrating me to no end. And that's where a mental game comes into play here, guys. And it's it definitely got the best of me. I totally fucked that one up. That was horrible. That's my worst stage of the day by far. Couldn't get my wind read down the range. Couldn't see where my impacts were. I was shooting all over the place. That last one, I was there for at least a minute. But I'm furious right now at myself. But, fuck, dude. I absolutely just blew this whole match, so. Oh, well. Yeah, shit happens. Stupid. Alright. See you guys. Alright, so, stage 6. This was called Jalapeno on a Stick. So, this sucks, but I totally forgot to film it. So, but it was probably one of my only decent stages in the entire match. All the targets were at less than 100 yards. So, I mean, obviously, should have did good at it. Anywhere from like A zone to C zone steel. And there were 5 of them. You had to shoot left or right off of 3 different positions. On the far right side, you started, and there was a barrel that was laying on its side. Shoot off that. Move to your left off a standing barrel. And then the final position was off a low bench. And after that, you have to hit a stop plate. And that's important what I'm telling you right now. Let me tell you why. Because I started out, and I smoked all the plates left to right. I actually shot 2 of the plates off the holders. I had to shoot where the plate would be. And then they went ahead and gave me my hits. And usually would we have stopped and reset a different match? Sure, but they didn't stop me, so I just kept shooting. And I knew, it was at 100 yards. I wasn't going to miss. But yeah, did all those, moved to the final position, hit the 5th target, and then I unloaded to show clear, realized I didn't hit the stop plate, had to grab my spare mag, reload, re-rack, and then hit that. I ended up doing it in like 57 seconds or something like that after all of that pause at the end. But if I would have done it properly and shot the stop plate like I should have, I probably would have got that done in probably close to 40 seconds. But I was doing stupid things that were holding me back. So whether it was just getting fed up with the win or like an ego thing, just shooting really well and not remembering to finish the stage. Sometimes you drive 6 hours to blow the whole stage. You know what I mean? Just because you weren't paying attention. So lot to learn from there. You gotta definitely need some ego death there, as I would say. So yeah, let's move on to stage 7. All right, so this is stage 7. I shot it pretty good. What we did is you hit the VTAC in one position, and you shot the targets in order. Basically, you shot all the targets, but before and after each shot, you came back and shot target 1. So not very hard. I'm just shooting downhill at 150 yards. I just held right on the plate. I had 100 yard 0, and if I was more careful, I wouldn't have had to have the reload at the end, which would have saved me probably an additional 11 seconds. But yeah, I did it in 67 seconds. So.
All right, guys, last stage is at the school bus. So we're going to start in the school bus, shoot out of one window at 266 and 310 yards, move to another window, hit the same targets. Then you're going to come out of the bus, run to a berm, use a prop rifle that's already set up, so a rifle that's provided to by the match, and try to make 2 hits with that at 100 yards. So it should be fairly quick.
Give me now that you're ready. Shooter, stand by.
Oh, shit.
Hit! 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 Hit!
There was a rifle provided to us on a hill about 10 yards ahead of the bus, and we had to run out, unload our gun, show clear, run out, grab that rifle, and shoot 2 targets or shoot 1 target twice at like 150 yards, and that was the end of the match. So, yeah, overall pretty cool stage. Let's do the match recap. So Jimmy took 3rd, I took 5th. I definitely think I could have done better. Being sick probably played into a lot of it. As you can tell, I'm not feeling great now, based off the way I sound. That match had a lot of potential to be very good. And there were some good stages to it, as far as good for me to shoot. It wasn't, I probably should have did more homework on exactly what it was with the more up close stuff. I would have been more prepared for that, but that's on me. So, side note, so to the people that were there were some issues at the match, and I'm not going to bring those up because they've been addressed to the match directors, and things have been told they're going to be different next time and things are going to get better. But there's guys that were at that match, and you guys know what was going on, what happened, and it wasn't the best experience I've ever had at a match for sure. But that being said, hopefully that was just a new venue issue and wasn't something that's going to be like that going forward. Because like I said, I'd like to shoot more of these matches. But overall, I should have done better. But I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself at that match, and I probably shouldn't have showed up. I did, and I'm glad I persevered through that. But at the same time, there was I was feeling awful, and then mentally, as the day drug on, I was over it, and that's no way to look at a match. But either way, until next time, if you got any comments, leave them down below. Let me know what you guys think. Hit the like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Cussing and spitting at those targets, man.
Do what?
I said you're cussing and spitting at those targets.
Oh, I know. I fucking hate them. I hate those damn things.